Well, welcome again to the Mesa City Council meeting for November the 7th of 2022. I will note that all of our council is present, with Mr. Luna participating virtually. We will begin our meeting with an invocation offered by Angela White, a Baha'i community member, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. So, Ms. White, please come forward. We invite everyone to stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance following the invocation.
O thou kind Lord, this gathering is turning to thee. These hearts are radiant with thy love. These minds and spirits are exhilarated by the message of thy glad tidings. O God, let this American democracy become glorious in spiritual degrees as it has aspired to material degrees, and render this just government victorious. Confirm this revered nation to uprise the standard of the oneness of humanity, to promulgate the most great peace, to become therefore the most glorious and praiseworthy among all nations of the world. O God, this American nation is worthy of thy favors and is deserving of thy mercy. Make it precious and near to thee through thy bounty and bestowal. Abdul-Baha.
Thank you, Ms. White. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The first item on our agenda for this meeting is the consent agenda. We'll invite Mr. Kevin Christopher forward to read that agenda.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. These are the items on the consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk will be considered as a group by the City Council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion unless a council member or a citizen requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered as a separate item. Item 2, approval of minutes of previous meetings is written. Item 3A, act on liquor license application for 180th Field Artillery Regiment Association, two-day event November 11th and 12th, 4815 East Main Street. Item 3B, act on liquor license application for Chicanos Por La Casa, two-day event December 3rd and 4th, 263 North Center Street. Item 3C, act on liquor license application for Ultimate Imaginations, two-day event November 25th and 26th, 1 North McDonald. Item 3D, act on liquor license application for Roosters Country, 3731 East Main Street. Item 3E, act on liquor license application for Copper Stop Mini Mart, 2111 South Alma School Road. Item 3F, act on liquor license application for Home 2 Suites by Hilton, Mesa Longbow, 5643 East Longbow Parkway. Item 3G, act on liquor license application for India Oven, 1315 South Gilbert Road. Item 3H, act on liquor license application for Pizza Factory on Gilbert, 1221 South Gilbert Road. Item 3I, act on liquor license application for Tortoise Chenet, 6767 East Broadway Road. Item 4A, approving dollar limit increase to the term contract for library books, spoken word DVDs, and digital media for the Library Services Department. Item 4B, approving contract for purchase of an interactive electronic display for the Library Services Department. Item 4C, approving 3-year term contract with 2 years of renewal options for utility bill envelopes for the Business Services Department. Item 4D, approving 1-year term contract with 3 years of renewal options for video production and editing services for the Arts and Culture Department. Item 4E, approving contract to purchase 1 gas chromatograph mass spectrometer for the Mesa Police Department. Item 4F, approving contract to purchase 1 gas chromatograph flame ionization detector and mass selective detector system for the Mesa Police Department. Item 4G, approving use of a cooperative contract for the purchase of an additional 20 handheld mobile fingerprint recognition identification devices for the Mesa Police Department. Item 4H, approving dollar limit increase to the term contract for safety and medical supplies for the Mesa Police Department. Item 4I, approving contract to purchase an integrated ballistic identification system for the Mesa Police Department. Item 4J, approving 3-year term contract with 2 years of renewal options for fire apparatus hose for the Mesa Fire and Medical Department. Item 4K, approving contract to purchase 1 airless paint line striping machine for Falcon Field Airport. Item 4L, approving dollar limit increase to the term contract for event security crowd management services for the Parks, Recreation, and Community Facilities and the Arts and Culture Departments. Item 4M, approving purchase of computer hardware, software, and services for the city phone system upgrade for the Department of Innovation and Technology. Item 4N, approving dollar limit increase to the term contract for asphalt equipment repairs and services for the Fleet Services Department. Item 4O, approving use of a cooperative contract for a one-year term contract with a one-year renewal option for OEM parts for the Fleet Services Department. Item 4P, approving a one-year term contract with 4 years of renewal options for safety supplies offered in the materials and supply warehouse. Item 4Q, approving a one-year term contract with 4 years of renewal options for pool and valve boxes for the materials and supply warehouse for the Water Resources Department. Item 4R, approving use of a cooperative contract for the purchase of a forklift for the Transportation Department. Item 4S, approving a one-year term contract with 4 years of renewal options for street light and traffic signal poles, mast arms, and anchor bolts for the Materials and Supply Warehouse for the Transportation Department. Item 4T, approving 3-year term contract with 2 years of renewal options for pavement marking for the Transportation Department. Item 4U, approving use of a cooperative contract for a 9-month term contract with 2 years renewal options for water plant mechanics for the Water Resources Department. Item 4V, approving ratification of emergency purchase for a centrifuge scroll for the Water Resources Department. Item 4W, approving contract for the Queen Creek Road high-pressure gas line Phase B2 project. Item 4X, approving 3-year term contract with 2 years of renewal options for 3 master job order contracts for general utility construction services. Items 5A through 5F are the approval of resolutions and authorizing the city manager to enter into the following agreements. Item 5A, a memorandum of understanding with the State of Arizona Department of Public Safety for cooperative law enforcement training operations. Item 5B, an agreement with the U.S. Department of Justice Drug Enforcement Administration to assign 2 Mesa police officers to the DEA Phoenix Task Force and receive reimbursement from the DEA for the officers' overtime. Item 5C, a subrecipient agreement with the Arizona Department of Homeland Security to accept grant funds for equipment to support the police department's hazardous device team. Item 5D, a subrecipient agreement with the Arizona Department of Homeland Security to accept grant funds for equipment and training to support and sustain the police department's rapid response task force. Item 5E, a subrecipient agreement with the Arizona Department of Homeland Security to accept grant funds for reoccurring subscriptions and training to support and sustain the police department's terrorism liaison program. Item 5F, an agreement with a New Leaf to increase services at the East Valley Men's Center and provide emergency temporary housing and other emergency programs and services. Item 5G, approving resolution to continue negotiations to acquire certain real property for the Val Vista Drive project and as a matter of public necessity, authorizing the acquisition of the property through eminent domain for right-of-way and easement purposes. Item 6A, introduction of ordinance amending Title 6, Police Regulations, Chapter 1, General Offenses of the Mesa City Code by adding a new Section 22 entitled Interfering with a Peace Officer. Item 6B, introduction of ordinance for zoning case 22-942 for property generally located east of Greenfield Road and south of Southern Avenue. Rezone the planned area development overlay and site plan review to allow for multiple residence development. Item 6C, introduction of ordinance for zoning case 22-583 for property generally located west of Country Club Drive and north of Rio Salado Parkway. Site plan review to allow for multiple residence development. Item 6D, introduction of ordinance for zoning case 21-1271 for property generally located west of Country Club Drive on the south side of University Drive. Rezone the planned area development overlay and site plan review to allow for multiple residence development. Item 6E, introduction of ordinance for zoning case 22-671 for property generally located north of Brown Road on the east side of Power Road. Rezone the planned area development overlay and site plan review to allow for multiple residence development. Item 7 is for introduction of ordinances relating to the proposed development Wentworth 80th and setting November 21st, 2022 as the date of the public hearing. 7A is for introduction of annexation case 22-608 for property north of Elliott Road and east of Sossman Road. 7B is for introduction of ordinance for zoning case 22-607 for property generally located east of Sossman Road and north of Elliott Road. Rezone with plan area development overlay and site plan review for an industrial development. Item 8A, approving ordinance for zoning case 22-677 for property generally located north of McDowell Road and west of Greenfield Road. Site plan modification and amending condition of approval on zoning case 05-2 to allow for an industrial development. Item 8B, approving ordinance for zoning case 22-669 for property located north of Brown Road on the east side of Power Road, rezoned with planned area development overlay and site plan review to allow for a public safety facility. Item 8C, approving ordinance for zoning case 21-995 for property generally located west of Ellsworth Road on the south side of Pecos Road, rezoned with planned area development overlay, bonus intensity zone overlay, and site plan review to allow for an industrial development. Item 8D, approving ordinance for zoning case 22-682 for property located south of Elliott Road on the east side of Sossaman Road, rezoned with planned area development overlay, council use permit, and site plan review to allow for expansion of an existing mini storage facility with local and recreational vehicle storage. Item 8E, approving ordinance for zoning case 22-924 for property generally located east of Sossaman Road and north of Warner Road, rezoned with planned area development overlay to allow for development of a single residence subdivision. Item 8F, approving ordinance for annexation case 22-1047 to de-annex a public right-of-way for property generally located near North Signal Butte Road, East Mercury Drive, and East Boston Street. It's subject to approval by the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors. Item 8G is for continuance to the December 8th, 2022 council meeting. This is zoning case 21-80 for property located east of Higley Road on the south side of Thomas Road. Again, this is for continuance to the December 8th city council meeting. Item 9A, approving subdivision plat, Mesa Industrial Office Warehouse for property generally located south of McCullophs Road and east of Greenfield Road. Item 9B, approving subdivision plat, Sossaman 202 Industrial Park for property located west of the Sossaman Road alignment and south of the Warner Road alignment. Items 9C through 9G are for approval of subdivision plats pertaining to Hawes Crossing Village 2 for property generally located east of Sossaman Road and north of Warner Road. 9C is for parcel B, 9D is for parcel A, 9E is for parcels C1 and C2, 9F is for parcel D, and 9G is for parcel E. Mayor and council members, these are the items on the consent agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Christopher. Ms. Mosley, do we have any requests to speak on any item on the consent agenda?
No request, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. I see that Mr. Freeman has made a motion, seconded by Ms. Spilsbury. Please vote on the consent agenda. Thank you. Mr. Luna, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Voting is unanimous in favor of approving the consent agenda. Next item on our agenda is item 10, items from citizens present. Ms. Mosley, have we received any requests to speak on this item?
No request received.
Thank you. That then concludes the items on our agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn? Thank you, Ms. Duff and Mr. Freeman. All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We are adjourned.